If before this course you've been playing your openings, not following any opening principles or books, then what might happen after this, once you start applying them, is that your openings would feel worse and you would start losing more games. And I want you to know that this is absolutely normal. Because every time you're learning something new, you need some time to internalize that knowledge, to get used to it, just to be able to start using it properly. For example, when some European players went to Asia to study Go, when they came back to Europe, their results in Go dropped. But then, after a few months, they got used to playing here, and they started using the knowledge that they learned in Asia, and their results went back up. And the same thing is going to happen with the opening principles. So keep applying them, and don't panic if something doesn't work right from the start. And there's another question that some of you might have at this point after learning all of the opening principles and some of the opening theory. What if, when I play a game, my opponent doesn't play according to plan? He doesn't play according to the books or according to the lectures, but he plays something else. Well, what's going to happen then? Let's see a quick example of that. Let's imagine that we play a simple opening like this. Black takes 3-4 twice. White takes star points. Black encloses one of the corners, and at this point, you're expecting white to maybe enclose one of the corners here, or maybe approach this corner like this or like this. But instead of this, what really happens in the game is white plays something like that. And the first question you have to ask yourself here is this a threat? Do I have to respond to this? Well, if you're not playing against a 7-done, I wouldn't worry about that too much. So if you don't really need to respond to this, then you need to remember the principle, my opponent's best move is my best move. He was supposed to attack your corner, because the corner is the most important part at the start of the game, and he didn't. So nothing really prevents you from doing that right now. So it would be a wonderful idea to simply enclose the corner right now, and see what white does next. Or let's imagine that instead of simply approaching your corner, your opponent does something highly unusual and approaches like this, with this angle move. Now, first of all, do you have to respond to this or not? And if you do, how to respond? And the answer is yes, you most certainly have to respond. Every time your opponent plays this close to your stones, unless of course he plays something on the first line, then you don't need to respond to that. But if it's close to your stone, like this, you really need to respond. Otherwise, consequences might be disastrous. For example, if black plays anywhere else right now, let's say invades the corner, then white will destroy this corner completely. This was black's corner and now it's gone. Now it's white's corner and this stone is badly damaged. And the best way of responding here is to simply block. And also try and block from the side which gets you more territory. Like in this case, you're getting this corner and white stone is hurt. If you block from this side, this is fine too, but in this case, of course, white will crawl into the corner and now white will steal the corner from you. Once you block here, the best white can do is crawl here and you keep on taking territory, or you can play this. You're getting territory and you're attacking white, and white is getting nothing here. You simply block white's approach, and this is a fantastic result for black. Now, what if, instead of this approach, white plays like this? We said before that a 3-4 stone is really safe, and it's hard to take it away from you, but white tries to do just that. And even though you've probably never seen this before, how would you respond to this? And again, a very strong and simple response is simply to block. Black can play here. And now if white wants to live here on the second line, this should only make you happy. Please let him do that. If white tries to crawl like this, we can simply extend and let white keep on crawling on the second line. This is great. You're getting a big wall and white is getting a few points there. White keeps crawling, you keep extending. White tries to live, simply block. White connects and white is alive, but you have a great wall. And now black has a little weakness here left, so black can spend another move to make an extension here, just to make sure that this weakness is gone. If you want to make it extra safe, you can always just play this. And this is another fabulous result for black. Another unusual thing that white can think of is an attachment. And typically we say that attaching at the start of the game, especially for no reason, is not very good. But what if white does that? How do we respond? For example, like this. When your opponent attaches, you always have a couple of options. The first one, and usually the strongest one, is to hane. So this is hane, or this, on the second line, and hane is supposed to be the strongest way of responding. You're attacking this white stone and forcing white to defend. But in this case, you have to be prepared for a fight, because after you hane, white is probably not going to reply peacefully like this and just let you connect. This is good for black. But white is probably going to try and cut you, and a fight will start from here. If you're not comfortable about this fight, if you're afraid of it, then don't play the hane. The second option you have is a lot more peaceful and simple. You can simply extend. And when you extend like this, you are now making territory on the fourth line. And that is already good enough. But if your opponent attaches from the other side, let's say here, then if you don't want to risk it, you can still extend like this, and you're still making territory, but in this case on the third line. So since it's not as good as making it on the fourth line, you might consider playing this hane. It's definitely better. But in this case, of course, you have to be prepared for a fight. After white plays this crosscut, for example. And this in itself is a great tactical exercise. You can set it up on the board and try to see what options you have. Try to figure out what you should do here. And psst, by the way, in most cases like this one, a simple extension does the trick. And one last question, which is a little spoiler for the second section of this course. What if your opponent plays a different opening, something you've never seen before? What do you have to do about that? Let's say you're playing black, you take the first corner, and just as you're expecting white to take another one, white plays something like this. How to respond to this? Do you have to find some counter strategy? And the answer is no. You can just continue playing your style of opening. It's going to be your style against his. And instead of trying to start some crazy fight in the center, you can simply take another corner and see what he does next. If he tries to continue with this strategy, all right, you just take another corner, because corners are good, right? So stick to your personal favorite style of opening and be prepared for an interesting game. And one final advice I can give you here is play more games to practice all of this, because all of these changes, they don't happen overnight. You need some time to apply all of that. And also you need more games to try and practice all of this. It's quite hard to change your game greatly if you only read books, watch lectures, and you play one game a week. So try to play more games, as many games as you can, and the new skills will come with practice. By the way, you can also watch these lessons on our platform, gomagic.org. Except there, you'll watch them with interactive quizzes right within the lessons and practical exercises right after them. And if you enjoy watching these Go videos and you don't want to miss others like this one, go smash that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and this is Go Magic.